Next up, we have Miss Leah, and she is going to talk to you about all things dirt. She took a deep dive into dirt in 2023. So Leah, tell everybody about it.
So I think the interesting thing I found about vacant land is I like history, so I like to go back in the past few years. And when we look at the past 4 years, you see, 2019, you've got 1,894 listings sold, and then we go up in 2020, and then we go up in 2021, and then we are going down in 2022, and then we are going down in 2023. And I see that we are actually down by 14%, almost 15% when it comes to closings for vacant land. So I find that interesting because you can just see the pattern of growth, and as the years change, everything's going to change. I mean, when we get into this new year, I find it interesting. Everyone has their fears, but I think there's going to be growth. I think that there's going to be changes, but they're going to be good changes. So going into what the average price, like the highest month for lots sold was actually July. We had like 124 sold listings, with the average days on market being 160. So going back to putting your listing on the market is, again, going back to January and February. It's the best
Time to list your property.
Best months to list your property. So I found that very interesting. And the most common price for lots sold in 2023 was between $25,000 to $200,000. So that is like 45% of the most average. And then the least common price is 25%. That's only like almost 2%. So at the end of the year, we've got 1,663 lots sold, and total closed volume was at $24.6 million for the year.
Wow. And is that the entire MLS, Leah, or is that just
That is Oneida and Vilas. So that is only Oneida and Vilas that we're talking about. We're not even talking about the whole Northwoods.
So what I also thought was interesting was what is the average size lot? Do you remember that stat? Because I know we talked about that briefly. Is it 23 acres?
Yes.
So when you look at what you can buy for vacant land in northern Wisconsin, that average price gets you about 23 acres. And not a lot of parts of the country can you buy the average size lot. And I think it was about 103,000 was the price, was the average for all the lots that sold, and it was for 23 acres. And of course, that's all across the board, whether it's waterfront or off water. I thought that was a pretty interesting that you can buy so much up here for less than you can in other areas. The other thing I thought was interesting is that $25,000 or less there were only 2 sold. So I remember pre-COVID, which we're getting so far past that we can't really say pre-COVID anymore, but 2018, 2017, 2016, I bet you if we went that far back, that would be a much larger concentration of the marketplace, because right now it's very difficult to find anything for $25,000. I know the one thing people always say is land, they're not making any more of it. So, get yours while you can still get it at a reasonable price. Anything else you thought that was super interesting, Miss Leah?
And, going to new listings, because, we're talking about putting the listings on for January, February. So year to date, new listings are actually down for vacant lot for 2023.
Oh.
If you look at the past 4 years, again, it's like 2019, 2020, and 2021 were the best years for putting your lot on the market. So at 2023, we're ending at 751 new listings for vacant lot.
Oh, wow. So we are down quite a bit. Awesome. Good to know. So anybody has a vacant lot that they want to sell, good. Great time to stand out, right? Anything else you want to share?
My predictions.
Yeah.
So my predictions are there are going to be more transactions. I think there are going to be more people listing this year. I think there will be more buyers entering the market. We've got lower interest rates coming in. And interest rates should continue to decrease. I think that the interest rates are going to go down, especially with the election coming up. I think those are going to be our big changes this year.
Awesome. Thank you very much.